So just before the video starts, I just want to point out that I have finally gotten around to making a Discord server. So if you're interested in announcements, deck advice, leaks, YouTube suggestions, random banter, weird flexes, female Kyber, just click the link at the top of the description, head right over to Discord. Enjoy the video. Alright guys, so today's video isn't actually going to be a competitive deck list, it's just going to be my best attempt at building a deck around new card Chaos Godess. So if you're looking to climb towards King of Games, don't use this deck. Alright, so this deck has two primary win conditions. The first is through Chaos Goddess, and the second is through Blackluster Soldier. What Chaos Goddess does is it's a synchro monster summoned by one light tuner and two or more non-tuner dark monsters. Once per turn, you can send one light monster from your hand to the graveyard to select one level 5 or higher dark monster in your graveyard. Special summon that monster. So basically the idea around this card is to activate her effect, send one light monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon Jinzo. If you don't know what Jinzo does already, you've probably been lying under a rock, but in case you don't, trap cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated. Negate all trap effects on the field. The other win condition of the deck is through Blackluster Soldier. What this card does, I'll try to give you a brief rundown because the card text is massive. Basically what it does is you can special summon it when you have an equal amount of light and dark monsters in your graveyard, so let's say one winged Kuriboh and one Jinzo. Banish all of one of the two attributes and special summon him. And based on which attribute you decided to banish, you can activate one of two effects. If you chose light, banish one monster on the field. If you chose dark, banish one random card from your opponent's hand face down until their end phase. So obviously the biggest thing to remember with this card is that to be able to special summon him, you have to manage your graveyard throughout most of the duel, and if you expect you may draw into him or you have him in your starting hand already, you want to make sure you're managing your graveyard effectively so you have an equal amount of light and dark monsters as much as possible. The cards you're going to be using to try and special summon these monsters are these 5 cards here. So the main way this deck has to summon Chaos is to use Snipe Hunter with the Fabled Cerburrel and then use Crow. What Snipe Hunter does is it allows you to discard one card, then target one card on the field, roll one 6-sided die and destroy that target unless you roll a 1 or 6. So this guy's effect is really good at removing your opponent's back row and also destroying any powerful monsters they have, but it also has really good synergy with the next card I'm going to talk about. The Fabled Cerburrel has the effect that if this card is discarded to the graveyard, special summon it. So obviously when you activate Snipe Hunter's effect, you discard one card, so if you discard Cerburrel, it will be special summoned to the board. The next card is Caligo Claw Crow. What this card does is if you control a dark monster, you may special summon it from your hand. The reason this card's in the deck is because if you combine this guy's effect with Snipe Hunter and Cerberus, you can synchro summon Godess. The next card in the deck is Dark World Dealings. What this card does is it allows each player to draw one card, then each player discards one card. So normally this is a pretty good card in most decks purely because it's a good way of cycling cards, but in this deck specifically it's really good because it allows you to discard Jinzo so that when you summon Chaos you have a card to target, and it also allows you to discard Cerberus so you can get a free special summon. And the final card I'm going to be talking about is Winged Kuriboh. So the reason this guy's in the deck is for two reasons. First, his effect allows you to just delay the game for quite a long while, and it does take a little while to make sure you've got the cards in the graveyard needed or the cards in your hand needed to synchro summon or summon Blackluster Soldier. The second reason is because he's a light monster, so this guy can be used with Blackluster Soldier's effect when it's in the graveyard to help special summon him, and it can also be used by Chaos to discard that so you can special summon a Jinzo. The rest of the cards in the deck are just the backline cards. You can choose whatever you like to put in there, it doesn't really matter, it's completely up to you, it's just purely preference. The last thing to talk about with this deck is the skill. So the skill I chose for this deck is Last Gamble. What it does is you can be used turn 5 and onward, reduce your life points to 100 and discard 2 cards from your hand. Then roll a die and draw cards equal to the number rolled. This skill can only be used once per duel. Obviously also if you roll a really high number, you can be really helpful to try and get out Chaos, or just have a ton of cards to discard with Snipe Hunter. So the reason I chose this skill is because effectively, even though you're discarding 2 cards, with this deck, that can be a good thing. So discarding 2 cards can mean you can send a light monster or another light monster or 2 dark monsters, whatever you need to the graveyard so that you can get a perfect amount of equal number so that you can summon Blackluster Soldier, or you can just send things like Jinzo to the graveyard so you have a target for Chaos. Alright guys, that's basically it for the talking part of the video. The rest of this video will just be 5 gameplays showing this deck in action. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, comment if you got any questions or feedback. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.